I never realized that the entire class has the ability to read minds. They can hear all the thoughts in my heart. During class, I pretended to listen to the lecture while chatting with the learning system. Do you know about that young lady sitting at the desk in front of you? Her father has been having an affair, and the object of the affair is not a woman. I was immediately shocked. What? Isn't Chairman Vu known for being a loving husband? Even my parents say so. Upon hearing these words, young lady Yu Kixin proudly held her head high. Her father is indeed the one who loves her mother the most, but immediately after, the voice of the learning system was like a bucket of cold water. People all know how to pretend. You're not him. How would you know what kind of person he is? Even his own daughter may not necessarily know what kind of person her father really is. I immediately became interested. Quick, tell me more. The learning system acted all superior again. Complete this page of math problems to unlock the next part. Damn it. The whole class let out a scream at once, making me open my eyes wide in fear. What's going on? What's going on? Has something else happened? Why is everyone standing up already? Should I stand up too? I stood up secretly, trying to blend into this weird classroom. After standing up, I felt dozens of eyes focusing on me. I was a bit surprised and rubbed my nose. What's wrong? Did they discover that I hadn't stood up earlier? When I was about to sit down, an angry voice rang out. What are you sitting down for? Don't you all like to stand? Then keep standing. Stand until the end of class. This was the homeroom teacher's class. The homeroom teacher was already angry about the whole class skipping school a few days ago. Seeing that we were quieter these days, thinking we had become more obedient, unexpectedly we still kept our old habits. I felt a bit discouraged, already tired of the learning system. Now having to stand as well, I became even more angry. While I was biting my finger not knowing what to do, the voice of the learning system rang out again. Master, if you feel bored then come do exercises with me. When we finish, well, get to hear the next part. My cheeks puffed up as I shook my head. Don't want to at all. Don't you want to know what happens next? The affair partner is not a woman. Don't you want to know who it is? Damn it. My heart started to waver. I picked up my pen, beginning my journey of doing the exercises. System, remember to guide me. Okay, the system coldly replied. No problem. I looked pitifully at the learning system. Yo, why is this problem so difficult? Can I not do it? The system said coldly. No. Continue quickly. I struggled with the problems, to the point where I didn't even notice when class ended. The other students were all paying attention to me. Of course, no one reminded me either. Why is math so difficult? Can we switch to another subject? Can I recite ancient poetry instead? I looked pitifully at the learning system, trying to awaken its sympathy. The system glanced at my homework. Very good. After 2 hours you've finally done one problem correctly. Learning requires encouragement. Don't scold students. Otherwise, it will make children lose interest in learning. The learning system praised. Well done. You've completed 2 problems already. Very good. Go take a break. I looked at the learning system in disbelief. Is it really him? So gentle. Could he be poisoned? I somewhat hesitantly asked. Are you serious? Learning system, with an attitude of not wanting to hurt the student's self-confidence. The tone was gentle. That's right. You did very well. Go rest. In 5 minutes we'll continue. I immediately collapsed onto the desk. So comfortable. Indeed, math is the root of all evil. Away from math, my whole body felt much more comfortable. Beside me, Liu Xian strangely scratched his head. Is math really that difficult? I don't believe it. Let me look at it. Never mind. I don't understand. Close it. It must be because he wasn't listening, not because his stupid. Yu Kixin wasn't amused at all. She was now worried to death. She had heard the entire thought process of mine, knew I was being tortured by math to the point of madness, but because she wanted to know the next part of the rumor, she gritted her teeth and copied an answer sheet for me. She secretly handed me the answers. I saw Yu Kixin place a piece of paper on my desk. I picked it up to look. I stared at Yu Kixin with wide eyes, tears welling up. Was it her touch or emotion? Good person. Mrs. Truly a good person? Really such a good person? Why didn't I discover before that Yu Kixin was so nice? And even passing me the answers, she must have seen me being tortured by math and came to rescue me. Indeed, a little angel. A little fairy. She's too kind. I love her so much. Yu Kixin's face reddened slightly, and she felt somewhat embarrassed. She gave me the answers because she wanted to know what happens next. Yet I was praising her, even saying I loved her. I looked at the answers in my hand, tears welling up as if seeing a long-lost relative. Just as I was about to pick up my pen and start writing quickly, the learning system suddenly shouted. Warning. Warning. Master is forbidden from copying answers. I just glanced at the learning system, holding the answers tighter. Don't be ridiculous. If you say don't copy, I won't copy. Isn't that too embarrassing? The learning system saw that I wasn't listening, detected that master is determined to copy answers, will apply other measures. I ignored it, continued to lower my pen. Students in the class secretly looked at me, curious about what measure the learning system would use. The next second, the paper in my hand burst into flames. I was scared and immediately jumped up. What do you mean? Why are you burning my things? You didn't say I couldn't copy. The learning system shouted at me. Then he'll say it clearly now. No copying answers. You must write it yourself. You can ask others to teach you, but you cannot copy answers. I rubbed my ears. I know. Can you not be so fierce? The learning system glared at me. This master is really difficult to manage, but since we're bound, I must take responsibility for you. Even if you have a mind like a pig, I will not abandon you. The learning system looked at the clock on the wall. All right. It's time. Let's begin. So fast. Let me rest a little. I've been writing all day. Even the donkeys in the production team aren't used this much. Have some mercy on me. The students in the class were all moved by my words. Yuki-san turned her head to look at me with pity, seeing my tearful appearance. She felt somewhat reluctant, but because she wanted to know what happens next, Yuki-san resolutely turned her head away. No longer looking, I just need to not look and I won't feel sorry anymore. The learning system isn't a student of class 13. It won't be deceived by me. From morning until now, you've been dazed. By noon I used rumors to tempt you. You reluctantly wrote for 3 hours. The first hour you just kept complaining, finally completed 2 problems. You rested for 15 minutes. Then you try to copy answers. Is this what you call writing all day? I was embarrassed by what it said. Don't say anymore. Ill write. Ill write. Okay. The learning system played a video segment and shouted, "Hurry up." I weakly and helplessly picked up my pen, pitifully looked at the screen in front of me. I looked at the screen, feeling a bit dizzy. I turned to tell the learning system, "Why don't you teach me? Watching this video makes my head hurt." The learning system took one look. I immediately recalled when it taught me math before. It was nearly angered to the point of fainting. It also felt a bit of a headache. "Why don't you study on your own? I'm not free right now." I pouted. "Are you looking down on me?" The learning system hurriedly explained. "It's not like that. Not at all. I really have something to do." It scanned around, stopping its gaze on Xiao Kaianqian. "You go find her. She's a hidden top student. She will definitely be able to teach you well." Xiao Kaianqian. If I remember correctly, Xiao Kaianqian seems like a poor student. Her grades are on par with mine. The classmates seem to hear shocking news. Xiao Kaianqian is hidden. Top student. These two words placed together. They were a bit confused. Xiao Kaianqian rubbed her nose, ignoring the gazes of the other students, lowering her head to read comics. Looking at Xiao Kaianqian like this, I just saw her as normal. The term top student with Xiao Kaianqian looked mismatched no matter how you saw it, but the learning system's words couldn't be false. So there must be something. The classmates with curious faces waited for me to ask the learning system. Indeed, the next second I asked, What's going on? Quickly tell me." The learning system originally wanted me to do one more problem, but thought again and decided to give a little reward so that I could study better, encourage me a little, so it spoke up. "That's right. Xiao Kaianqian is a top student." I was full of doubt. "Then why are her grades so poor? Every test she scores even lower than me. I'm second to last." "She's last." I seemed to realize something. Wait, if Xiao Kaianqian is a top student, that means I'm really the one at the bottom? The learning system looked at me. "Otherwise, why do you think I'm bound to you? Having bound a poor student, why not bind the one at the bottom, but instead bind the second to last?" I stammered. "I thought you found me handsome, thought I had talent, smart and clever." The system was silent. "If you were smart and clever, why would you be second to last in exams? Now you're at the bottom." I felt a bit resentful. Don't attack me personally like that. Although I was a bit sad, the sadness didn't last a second. It was overshadowed by the rumor about Xiao Kaianqian. So why did Xiao Kaianqian pretend to be poor at studies? The learning system looked at me. "Do you really not remember Xiao Kaianqian? Have you really forgotten?" I scratched my head in confusion. "Isn't she just my classmate? You stop being so mysterious. If I knew, why would I ask you?" Xiao Kaianqian was a bit panicked. Fidgeting with her fingers, the gazes of the classmates turned towards Xiao Kaianqian, carrying a teasing meaning of there's something. Saiyan looked at Xiao Kaianqian like that, only feeling disgusted. The learning system spoke up. "Do you remember when you were young, you had a very good friend? She later went abroad." I thought for a moment. In my mind appeared a shy and innocent face. I remember now, that little girl was very shy. She was bullied and didn't know how to fight back. Luckily, I was greatly compassionate and saved her. After that time, the little girl followed me every day, even brought me snacks every day. For the face of snacks, I accepted her as my follower. The follower brought me snacks. I protected my follower. This transaction was perfect. During that time, I lived very happily, because every day there were snacks. But after that, the little girl went abroad for some reason. At that time, I was sad for a long period, because there were no more snacks. When I was young, my parents were very strict. They didn't let me eat many snacks. The appearance of the little girl made me really happy. Every day there were different snacks. It's a pity that I never saw her again after that. I remember the little girl was named Xiangxia. Xiao Kaianqian. Kaianqian. Seems similar. Could it really be the same person? I looked at Xiao Kaianqian in disbelief, discovering that she was still the same as always. No expression at all. I was a bit unsure. "Are you sure she's not like Moo? Moo was very shy and had a soft, pliable personality, very easily bullied, just like a snow cake with cream filling. So cute." I look at Xiao Qianqian, still feel she's not like Mumu. The classmates looked at Xiao Qianqian in disbelief. This cold goddess was so cute when she was young, and even had a nickname like Mumu. Xian seemed disgusted looking at Xiao Qianqian. Mumu? What's that? Sounds weird. Disgusting. The whole class pricked up their ears waiting to hear about the school bell. The learning system confirmed, having received confirmation from the learning system. Even if they didn't believe it, they had to. The shy, timid little girl from that year had grown up, turned into a big block of ice. Xiao Qianqian noticed my gaze, a bit panicked. She fidgeted with her fingers. Then she turned to look. Discovering that I was no longer looking at her, she lowered her head, slightly disappointed. The learning system stared at me. I did understand why it was looking at me. I asked a bit embarrassedly, "Why are you looking at me? Is there something on my face?" The learning system looked at my state, helplessly sighing, because that year, someone ranked last in the exam. Was especially sad, so sad that he didn't even eat the snacks Zhou Qianqian brought. After that, to comfort that person, Xiao Qianqian dropped from first place to last in the next exam. Reminded by the learning system, I immediately remembered. I think I remember now. At that time I ranked last in the exam, felt very miserable, was sad for a very long time. Mumu saw this and brought snacks to comfort me, but because I was too sad I didn't eat them. After that, in the next exam, Mumu ranked last. At that time I found it strange. Went to find Mumu. Mumu said, "I don't want you to be sad. With me here, you'll never be the one at the bottom." At that time I was moved to death. Although I was very moved, I still scolded her. She didn't want to be first anymore. Why did she want to be last? That time although Mumu outwardly agreed, but afterwards she still continued to do so. It angered me to the point where I didn't speak to her for days. However, at that time Mumu was really cute. No matter what I said, she wouldn't get angry, just hung a sweet smile on her face. Just looked at me like that. I immediately couldn't stand it. The anger also disappeared. The classmates, with excited faces, looked at Xiao Qianqian and me. Xiao Qianqian had failed exams to comfort a boy. Saiyun, who was originally sleeping, but heard my inner voice, couldn't sleep anymore. It's just ranking last in an exam. She can do it too. The voice of the learning system rang out. So now can you go find her? Now that you know Xiao Qianqian is a childhood friend. I also didn't feel embarrassed when I was holding the homework about to find Xiao Qianqian. As if remembering something, I spoke up. So why did she go abroad at that time? The learning system looked at my blank math paper, feeling that it couldn't continue talking. If it continued talking, I wouldn't finish my work today. Anyway, it had already told me almost everything. It also couldn't indulge children too much. Otherwise I would ask for more and more. The learning system uttered a cold, mechanical sentence. Go ask her yourself. I looked pitifully at the learning system, trying to get it to continue talking, but the learning system wasn't fooled. It shouted, right quickly. I could only pitifully hold my notebook and pen, waiting for school to end to find Xiao Qianqian. Xiao Qianqian saw me coming. Her earlobes immediately turned red. I looked at the expressionless Xiao Qianqian, a bit fearful. A lot of time had passed. Would she still remember me? If I go find her now, will she find me annoying? If I get rejected, it would be embarrassing. Maybe I should forget it. You'll still find the learning system. The other students secretly shouted, "Go for it. How could she forget you? She even failed exams for you. She clearly remembers." Yuki-Xin looked at me like that, really wanted to come push me to Xiao Qianqian, for her to teach me, just when everyone thought I wouldn't go to Xiao Qianqian. Xiao Qianqian moved. She spoke up. "Do you need something?" I looked at Xiao Qianqian, awkwardly said, "There's a problem I don't know how to do. Can you teach me?" After saying it, I immediately regretted it. Am I? Xiao Qianqian now ranks last, and I run to ask her about problems. Will she think I'm deliberately causing trouble? Xiao Qianqian smiled slightly, spoke up. "Okay." She glanced at her desk mate. The friend immediately understood and left. Xiao Qianqian stood up to let me sit in her place. She then sat in Suji's place. Suji saw Xiao Qianqian's action, couldn't help but criticize. "Is my seat diseased or something? Why are you so contemptuous? If you don't want him to sit there, then you should sit there either." I'm still sitting in his seat now. Just as she was about to boast, seeing Xiao Qianqian's cold eyes, she was immediately frightened, hurriedly found a chair in the back and sat down. Only then did Xiao Qianqian stop looking at her. She was scared to death. I sat in Xiao Qianqian's position, listening to her explain. My mind wandered elsewhere. Xiao Qianqian's voice is so nice. Xiao Qianqian paused for a moment, her ears turning red. She said, "Don't talk." I opened my eyes wide, feeling a bit resentful. I didn't say anything. Xiao Qianqian gently said, "I'm sorry, I heard wrong. Let's continue." The students in the class covered their mouths, not letting themselves laugh too loudly, but still couldn't help it. "How is it so nice?" Saiyun heard more and felt more irritated. "Is it really nice to hear? Is her voice that nice?" She turned around, staring at me. I saw Xion suddenly turn around. Why did she turn around? And looking so angry, hearing my inner voice. The other students also looked over. Indeed, saw Xion's face full of anger. They suddenly remembered the rumor I mentioned. All thought Saiyun was jealous. Not only did they think so, even I thought the same. Why was Saiyun angry? Could it be because I asked Xiao Qianqian to teach me? She's jealous. She's angry. Will she hit me? After all, she's the school's tyrant. Hitting people still hurts a lot. Oh no! How could I forget? Sai-yun and Zhao Kankian are a couple. I should never have found Zhao Kankian. My small limbs can't withstand one of her punches. Sai-yun heard my inner voice. Her expression became even more unpleasant. Who exactly is spreading rumors that she and Zhao Kankian are together? Let her find out. She'll definitely deal with whoever is spreading those rumors. Sai-yun's expression in my eyes became even more frightening. What kind of expression is this? So scary. She doesn't really want to hit me. Right? Maybe I should leave. Sai-yun was just about to explain when Zhao Kankian's voice rang out. Don't pay attention to her. Let's continue. I opened my eyes wide. What's going on? What's happening? Are they fighting? If they're fighting, then I need to stay far away. Last time these two fought, I had to write an additional 3,000 character self-criticism. I don't want to write self-criticisms anymore. I should still sneak away. Anyway, I've already done a few problems. For the rest, I'll just find the learning system. Just when I was about to stand up, Zhao Kankian spoke first. Don't move. It was so hard to be close to you. How dare he? She said a bit angrily to Sai-yun. Do you have business? If not, don't disturb us. Sai-yun also refused to yield. Of course I have business. I can teach him too. Zhao Kankian seemed to hear something funny. With your few dozen points in math, Sai-yun's face reddened slightly. If only I had studied well back then, but her momentum couldn't lose. So what? You think you explain well? I can find a teacher for him. Zhao Kankian scoffed contemptuously. Sai-yun was angered by Zhao Kankian's attitude. What do you mean? Students of class 13 in Shaanxi. Fight! Two school bells fighting. They also wanted to see who would win. Looking at the two beauties in front of me, I didn't feel happy, but rather a bit scared. I said in a small voice, maybe I should leave. Zhao Kankian. You can't leave. Sai-yun. He goes. They both spoke simultaneously. I swallowed, even more afraid, so insane. No wonder they're a couple. Zhao Kankian and Sai-yun looked at each other, those eyes full of disgust. I looked at the two of them, trying to minimize my existence. These two arguing was really scary. I didn't want to be implicated. They glanced at each other, reaching an agreement. That was to explain clearly to me, they had no relationship whatsoever. Sai-yun and Zhao Kankian each pressed on one of my shoulders, pressing me to sit down properly. I was like a bullied child. Extremely pitiful. The students watching the drama all exclaimed, wow, how come they didn't know before? So school is this fun. If they had known there were such activities, they wouldn't have gone out to play. Suji watched the three people in the drama, watched until satisfied, immediately no longer caring that Zhao Kankian had criticized her seat. Yuki-Xin looked at Zhao Kankian and Sai-yun, her eyes bright and sparkling, although she felt a bit guilty toward her father. But she was really enjoying the show. The classmates were enjoying the drama happily. I wasn't happy. Now I was really afraid of these two arguing. Then the fish in the pond would be affected too. I was just about to speak when I heard the voices of Sai-yun and Zhao Kankian simultaneously. We're not what you think. What do you mean? I'm a bit confused, but I still feel they are very in sync. Indeed a little couple, so in sync. Sai-yun and Zhao Kankian looked at each other, both feeling the other was disgusting. Zhao Kankian glanced at Sai-yun indicating she shouldn't speak. Let me speak. Sai-yun rolled her eyes at Zhao Kankian, using lip movements to say, why not? Shut up. The actions of the two left me dumbfounded. What were these two doing? The other students also nodded in agreement. What were these two doing? But they liked watching it. Sai-yun rolled her eyes at Zhao Kankian. Spoke up. I have something to say to you. I looked at Zhao Kankian with wide eyes. What words? Is it to tell me to stay away from Zhao Kankian? Declaring ownership. No need to declare ownership. I'll withdraw automatically. Absolutely won't let you get involved. Zhao Kankian helplessly looked at Sai-yun. This fool. Just about to speak. A gentle voice rang out. You can ask me if you have any questions. Hearing this voice, as if hearing a savior, I turned to look, saw the class monitor smiling at me. Yo! Indeed the class monitor is reliable. I packed up my things, not waiting for the others to react, immediately ran to the class monitor's side. Class monitor. Let's go. Sai-yun and Zhao Kankian looked at the class monitor with displeasure. The class monitor seemed not to notice. Smiled them. He led me back to my seat, said to Suji, you can go now. Suji was still a bit dazed. She did understand what the class monitor was doing, but still quickly gave up her seat. After I sat down, the class monitor then said to my desk mate, and Lei, can I switch with you for a bit? And Lei looked at the class monitor's face, beautiful enough to move people, had to give up his seat. The other students seeing this scene were all surprised. The class monitor was also getting involved, but they liked watching this show. Please continue. They enjoyed watching. Yuki-Xin secretly looked at me and the class monitor, then looked at Zhao Kankian and Sai-yun standing stunned. She couldn't help but secretly exclaim, great, love to watch. Zhao Kankian and Sai-yun were very unhappy. The two looked at each other, snorted coldly. Neither paid attention to the other, turned to look in my direction, looking at the smiles between me and the class monitor, finding it dazzling. Suji looked at the two, only finding them scary. She thought that now she absolutely couldn't go provoke these two, otherwise she would definitely die miserably. Finally, under the patient explanation of the class monitor, before school ended, I finally finished. I never want to do math again. Math is too perverted, really not easy. The learning system looked. I made a clapping sound. Not bad. Well done. Not only was the learning system happy for me, the other students were also very happy, because they could hear the story about Yu Kixin's father now. I smiled a bit embarrassedly, looking at the class monitor with grateful eyes. Class monitor is really too good. Thank you. Class monitor. The class monitor raised his hand to pat my shoulder. Gently said, no need to thank me. This action, in the eyes of Xiao Kankian and Saiyun, was dazzling. Xiao Kankian rolled her eyes at Saiyun. It's all your fault. If it wasn't for you, he would have been stolen by that class monitor. Saiyun also didn't yield, rolling her eyes back, thinking of the scene of the class monitor patting my head. She was determined in her heart. Today she would definitely study well. Next time she could also teach me. I had no reaction to the class monitor touching me. What I cared most about now was the story of Yu Kixin's father. Just when I was about to ask, the end of school bell rang, but no one in the class left. I raised an eyebrow in slight confusion. Why isn't anyone leaving? School's out. Shouldn't they quickly leave school to go play? Why is everyone like monks in meditation, not moving at all? Don't know if they think the school has some attraction, making them not want to leave even after school ends. Not only did I find it strange, even the teacher found it strange. The teacher looked at them fearfully, quickly ran away. This class is really too strange. Maybe she should also go find a master to buy a peace charm. The students in the class heard what I said. Their hearts jolted. This damn bell. Why not ring earlier or later? But ring exactly at this time. Before, when we wanted school to end early, it wouldn't ring even if it died. Now that we want to stay longer, it rings for dismissal right away. Dead. They swallowed, thinking what reason to give. At this moment, a male student's voice rang out. So tired. Don't want to leave so early. Sleep a while then go. After saying that, he collapsed on the desk. His deskmate said a line, then he'll join you. I raised an eyebrow. Can you also join like that? Looking at the other students also collapsing on, clearly not wanting to leave. I found it strange, but now they were all quite strange. Doing anything was quite normal. Although I said they weren't normal, but I didn't doubt it. They immediately breathed a sigh of relief. The next second they heard me say, let's go. We'll talk as we walk. The students in the class immediately stood up, all packing their things, scaring me to nearly drop my books. What's going on? What's wrong? Did you say you were going to sleep? Why are you standing up? Indeed all sick. The students in the class again said they were sick. Aren't they like this because of you? To hear a bit of gossip, they're really desperate. Yu Kixin stood up, came to me, smiling. She said, let's go out and buy some food later. I was doubtful. Are we that close? But when a beauty invites me, I really can't refuse. I smiled and said, okay. Yu Kixin's cheeks flushed red. You called her beautiful. So embarrassing. Let's go. There's a new pastry shop near school. He'll treat you to pastries. I obediently nodded. Okay. Yu Kixin looked at my obedient appearance, suddenly felt her hands itching. She finally understood why the class monitor patted my head. Seeing you so obedient like this, like a little cat, really can't stand it. In her heart she was frantically going meow meow, thinking of ways to lure me home, then heard the voices of the other students. Kixin, take us to eat too. We also want to eat. That's right. You can't just invite him alone. We want to eat too. I opened my eyes wide, like a little cat. Are the pastries so delicious? So many people want to go eat. Yu Kixin really wanted to refuse, but thinking that everyone was a gossip accomplice, had to agree, so all the students of class 13 went together to the new pastry shop outside school. Row upon row, more than 20 people going together, making students from other classes scared. But when they heard it was class 13, they immediately found it normal. Because recently class 13 was really a bit weird, they headed toward the pastry shop. Other students who wanted to buy pastries immediately stopped in their tracks. Even students who had already entered the shop ran out. I looked at this scene, honestly sighed whether our class was that scary. Why did all the other students run away? The others in the class looked at the sky and ground. Some rubbed their noses. They were desperate to hear the gossip. The pastry shop owner saw everyone running away, was just about to go see what happened but was already greeted. I looked at the owner in surprise. Couldn't help but laugh. I guess the owner probably thought we were coming to fight. Must have thought we were troublemakers. Yu Kixin spoke first. Boss, we're here to buy pastries. Although the owner was very capable, somehow buying pastries looked like causing trouble, but still invited them in. After all, who would refuse money? The students in the class each got a pastry. I looked at the chocolate cake in front of me. While eating, said to the learning system, what's with Yu Kixin's father anyway? What kind of affair? Who is the affair partner? As soon as I said this, the students in the class all opened their eyes wide, bright eyes looking in my direction. The learning system cleared its throat. Master, let me tell you, Yu Kixin's father is not only having an affair, her mother is also having an affair. What? Her father is having an affair, her mother is also having an affair. What the hell? The relationship between her parents is clearly very good. The others looked at Yu Kixin, eyes full of sympathy. So pitiful, thought her parents' relationship was especially good. Who would have thought? Both are having affairs. The learning system revealed shocking news. Her father is having an affair with a blood relative, and her mother is playing the stepmother literature game. I opened my eyes wide. So exciting. The class students. Too exciting. Please. Continue talking. Yuki-san was like a dead fish lying on the table. Blood relative. Stepmother. Literature. Her mother is easy to guess, but her father... Who exactly? Is it the big uncle or the little uncle? It can't be grandfather. That's not allowed. Will be punished by heaven. She suddenly thought as long as it's not grandfather, big uncle or little uncle, also not her mother's little maternal grandmother, then it wouldn't be too hard to accept. So uncomfortable. This sweet cake still can't erase the bitterness in my heart. The other students in the class, including me, looked at Yuki-san with sympathetic eyes. Yuki-san said no need. These sympathetic eyes made her feel even more pitiful. The learning system really knew how to excite. Moreover, the couple even direct each other. They even cover for each other. I opened my eyes wide. I want to know the process. Everyone, we also want to know the process. Yuki-san, I don't want to know. I want to go home. Boo-hoo. Too scary. The learning system coughed once, as if receiving some signal. The couple's at Hoeyang Hotel. Just nearby. Do you want to go? We can talk as we go. I immediately stood up. Let's go. As soon as I stood up, everyone else also stood up. The class monitor pushed the gold glasses on his nose bridge, smiled and said, do you all want to come to my family's hotel to play? Hoeyang Hotel seems to be owned by the class monitor's family. I immediately nodded. Let's go. The others also nodded. They also wanted to go. The class monitor smiled lightly. Let's go. The class monitor led the students of class 13, fiercely heading toward his family's hotel. On the way, the learning system continued to speak. Do you want to hear about her father first or her mother? I thought for a moment. I know who the stepmother is. I remember Yuki-san's mother and her little maternal grandmother. The relationship doesn't seem very good. So how did they end up together? I want to hear about her father. Who exactly is this blood relative? Is it her brother or sister? Or uncle? Or father? Or all of them? Yuki-san heard what I said. Just wanted to vomit blood. Oh heavens. What exactly have I done wrong to be punished like this? The others exclaimed excitedly. Rich people really know how to play. The learning system looked at me, coughed once and said, none of those. I opened my eyes wide. Could it be her grandfather? This grandfather-granddaughter relationship isn't good. Besides, the Vu family's old master seems to have passed away already. Yuki-san was angry to the point of rolling her eyes back. She felt she needed to call an ambulance, needed an oxygen tank. Save me. The learning system looked at me helplessly. Your imagination is not bad. No, it's not. Me and Yuki-san simultaneously patted our chests, sighing in relief. After patting, I felt strange. This isn't my father. What am I relieved about? I looked at the learning system and shouted. Then hurry up and tell me. Why be so mysterious? What are you rushing for? Or guess one more time. The learning system said, if they couldn't see this learning system, they probably really wouldn't be able to resist beating it to death. Reveal information, then reveal it. Still making people guess. Really making people anxious. I couldn't stand it anymore. Get lost. Quickly say it. What's there to guess? What's worth guessing? I've guessed again and again, not guessing correctly. Could it be his son? But he doesn't have a son. Could it be Yuki-san's father has an illegitimate son and is playing the blood relative game? Dunt, father-son feels weird. The male students in the class hearing this were a bit afraid to go home and face their fathers. Yuki-san rolled her eyes, angry to the point of trembling. Save me. Someone save me. I do have so many unreliable fathers. Playing with blood relatives is one thing, but playing with his son too. The next second, the words of the learning system made them breathe a sigh of relief. Not exactly, but close. It's the illegitimate child of the old master's father. Wait, I'm a bit confused. The illegitimate child of the old master's father. Isn't that the old master's brother? So isn't that the granduncle of Yuki-san's father? Really an uncle-nephew relationship? Why doesn't it feel as exciting as an illegitimate child? Yuki-san had just relaxed, then tensed up again, but thought that as long as it's not an illegitimate child, it's fine. What's wrong with her? No matter who it is, it's still a blood relation. She seems a bit happy. Damn it. All because of the learning system revealing bit by bit, training her heart. The learning system looked at me helplessly, just said it's a bit strange. Now complaining it's not exciting enough. Don't pay attention to small details. So what's going on? How old is the granduncle? Does Yuki-san's father know? The learning system said, the granduncle is a late child of the old master's father. Much younger than the old master, was raised by the old master like a son, only about 10 years older than Yuki-san's father. I suddenly spoke up, although interrupting you is a bit impolite. But I really have a question. Was it the older or younger one who initiated? The learning system appeared not to understand the meaning. I very psychologically explained it to him. The learning system smiled. You'll know when you go see later. Want to continue listening. If you interrupt me again, I really won't talk anymore. I immediately shut my mouth. Please continue. The learning system snorted and said, this granduncle was always secretly raised by the old master. The Vu family members didn't know that such a person existed. When Yuki-san's father was young, he was a famous playboy, liked by both men and women, until he met a man who moved him. That was his granduncle, but he didn't know, so he began to pursue him frantically, the granduncle, because he knew clearly. Always refused. Vu at that time just felt this man was pure and unadorned, and not tempted by his money. He had already fallen into love's net. Like that person, the granduncle couldn't stand Vu's pursuit. During this process he was also moved, but in his heart still felt it wasn't right, because he was his granduncle. They couldn't be together. He was both tormented by morality, and couldn't resist being moved, until one time, Vu almost died for him. The granduncle then agreed to be with him. They spent an unforgettable time together, but this was still discovered by the old master. The old master found the granduncle that day. Don't know what they said. The granduncle directly went abroad. Vu couldn't find him and planned to go abroad to look for him, but was confined at home by the old master. Later he was forced to marry. He couldn't resist, so he found Yukixin's mother. He knew Yukixin's mother also had someone she liked, but was also pressured by family to marry, so the two discussed, planned to fake a marriage, could both deceive their families, and be with the ones they liked. Yukixin's mother and her stepmother lived very happily, but Vu wasn't happy at all. His lover had gone. Every day seeing Yukixin's mother and her stepmother being sweet, he felt bitter, but the old master never let him go abroad until he completely took control of the Vu family. No one could stop him anymore. He directly went abroad to bring the person back. I exclaimed. So exciting. So dramatic. Love to hear. Please continue. The others kept nodding. Yukixin had lost all expression. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing terrible about it. Anyway, life is like that. Everyone has to go through some difficulties. She went through these things. In the future, whatever she does will be successful, but still a bit sad. She glanced at Liu Shan, who was grinning happily. Now she finally understood how Liu Shan felt when he was exposed before. She looked around, waiting until next time when hearing about others. She would also laugh unrestrained like that. The learning system saw me interrupt again. I hurriedly covered my mouth. The learning system continued. The next part is a bit unsuitable for minors. I'll just say it simply. Nope, the part unsuitable for minors. I want to hear that too. The others nodded. They also wanted to hear. Yukixin covered her ears. She didn't really want to hear about her father. The learning system rolled its eyes at me. What are you trying to hear? Your task now is to study well. Improve daily, then get into university. These things that may or may not exist. These random things you shouldn't hear. I covered my mouth. Nagging more than my mother. Are you a system or an old mother? Learning system. Then came the confinement of the granduncle. This you cannot learn. Our mission is to study well. Cannot do these things that violate the law. The learning system really seized the opportunity to educate me. Although I didn't want to hear it, but now I was still waiting for him to reveal the gossip, so I could only obediently nod. The learning system, seeing this, continued talking. The granduncle disagreed. They both suffered physically and mentally. The granduncle revealed their blood relation. Vu didn't believe it. Went drinking for 3 days and 3 nights. Finally ran to find the granduncle. Said that he didn't care. Also said, you are the lover heaven gave me. Just happened to be delivered to my home. We are relatives. Also lovers. No matter what you think, I will always love you. I wore an expression of understanding. Then saw Yukixin beside me. Immediately withdrew my expression. In front of someone's daughter talking about her father and another man. Felt a bit strange. Moreover, these two. I cuffed once. Then what? Then what? Learning system. The granduncle softened, but needed some time to think. Vu was very happy, but while the granduncle was thinking, he was kidnapped by the old master. The old master couldn't accept his grandson being with his brother. Then Vu found out, went to save the granduncle, and spoke directly to the old master. If the granduncle died, he would also die. The old master was too tired by them, also had no strength to control them anymore, but only had one request. Don't make a fuss. Outside cannot lose face. Then they were together. I asked, is that it? Learning system. That's right. It's over. I glanced at Yukixin. Ask. So is Yukixin the biological child of her parents? Yukixin opened her eyes wide. I'm already shocked enough. Don't torture me anymore. The learning system took a small stick. Hit me on the head. Stop imagining. That's right. After Yukixin was born, her parents both went to pursue true love. I owed once. Not twins. The learning system glanced at me. What are you thinking? The married couple, when they met true love, were no longer virgins. I owed once. What about her mother? How is her mother now? The other's eyes were full of gossip hunger, although feeling a bit guilty toward Yukixin. But hearing gossip was really satisfying. Yukixin was like a dead fish, had lost all strength. Having gone through her father's story, she thought she should be able to bear it. It's just a stepmother story anyway. She could endure it. Nope. She could. The learning system coughed once. Continued. Yuki-san's grandfather was very promiscuous, especially after her grandmother passed away. He was even more indulgent in the entertainment outside. Yuki-san's mother had seen too much. She didn't care about those third parties and fourth parties her father kept outside, as long as they weren't brought home. But unexpectedly, one woman was brought back and even registered marriage with her father. At that time, she was furious. Went to find her father, but her father seemed bewitched. No matter how much Yuki-san's mother made a fuss, he still wanted to marry that woman. Yuki-san's mother was so angry, directly left home. Her father also didn't indulge her, directly locked her card, also didn't let anyone help her. Yuki-san's mother had no choice, could only go work for others. She found a coffee shop. Worked there. The shop owner was very gentle and kind, also especially beautiful, knew she had no place to stay, directly let her stay at her home. Hearing this, I couldn't help but interrupt. The shop owner isn't the stepmother, right? The learning system tapped my head. Don't interrupt. You just listen. Okay, I stuck out my tongue. I know. The learning system continued. Yuki-san's mother was a young lady. How could she know how to work? The shop owner helped her a lot, was also very gentle to her. Yuki-san's mother was deeply healed by the shop owner. She felt she liked this gentle and beautiful person. The shop owner also realized. She approached Yuki-san's mother to talk, basically saying him about to get married. Yuki-san's mother at that time was extremely heartbroken. She went to a bar to drink away her sorrows. Friends beside her gave her ideas. She accepted the idea of crashing the wedding. On the day the shop owner got married, she went to crash the wedding. As a result, discovered the groom was her father. At that time, she was stunned, emotionally sang him about to get married. But the groom is not you. People said she sang well, but they wanted to know what happened next. For the next part, Yuki-san covered her face. It's okay. It's fine. Isn't it just a stepmother's story? Much simpler than her father's story. Her father was blood-related, and it was his grand-uncle. She had become numb, having gone through so much, nothing could knock her down anymore. The learning system continued. She found out the person she secretly had feelings for was marrying her father that day, had drunk heavily, then slept with him. I want the video. I want the video. Others, we wanted to. Yuki-san had no reaction anymore. Her phone was vibrating frantically. She looked at the group message. There were 99 messages. No need to look to know what they were saying. Too troublesome. Directly turned it off for peace. The learning system rolled its eyes at me, took the small stick, with a face of hate that iron can't become steel. I've told you 100 times, these scenes unsuitable for minors cannot be watched. Yuki-san glanced at me, seeing my dejected appearance. Found it funny, her mood also improved a bit. The learning system continued. After that night, the two were like strangers, didn't say a word to each other, until later Vu and she cooperated. The two got married. On the wedding day, she went to find the stepmother. At that time told the stepmother I'm about to get married. The stepmother only said one sentence. Congratulations. She didn't see any pain on the stepmother's face. Other emotions were the same as before. Just smiled gently. Before she found this smile very healing. Now just found it dazzling. She had completely collapsed. After marriage they never met again, until her father passed away. She returned home to inherit the property. I quickly replied, I know this line. I will inherit all my father's property, including you. Stepmother, the learning system glanced at me. You're very right, but in the future don't watch such weird things anymore. I pouted. Inwardly unsatisfied, but outwardly agreed. The learning system spoke. Then came a series of scenes of physical and mental suffering. Then they were together. I pouted. That's it. The learning system glanced at me. Almost at the hotel, I immediately became interested. How can I escape from the classmates? Run there myself. The students in the class just heard this and got anxious. Don't think about abandoning us. Yuki-san just heard, grabbed my hand tighter. She pulled me saying, my stomach hurts a bit. Let's go faster. I didn't care about so many people. As long as I could quickly get inside to hear the story, anything would do. Pulled Yuki-san. Go, go, go. Let's go quickly. The hotel is right ahead. While speaking, pulled Yuki-san running forward. The speed was very fast, as if being chased by zombies. There were no zombies, but a group of students chasing them. Pulled Yuki-san into hotel. Staff had come to receive them. Do the two young ladies want to stay? Coming to a hotel, of course, is to stay. I nodded. That's right. Open a room for us. So the staff opened a room, but don't know what step went wrong. This room was packed with students from class 13. I looked at the classmates. What are you doing? Everyone coming to open one room? Just now, the staff thought we were gathering to do something. Almost called the police. Fortunately, the class monitor came out to resolve it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have heard the gossip. Would have had to go to the police station too. Indeed, the class monitor is the most reliable. The class monitor smiled, pushing the glasses on his nose bridge. That's right. I am the most reliable. I looked at the crowd in front of me, thinking how to escape from them, what excuse to use to secretly go out and hear the story. Others, don't think about escaping from us. We will follow you like ghosts. I felt everyone staring at me. Panicked. I picked up a piece of fried chicken. Why are you looking at me? What's wrong? So scary. Many pairs of eyes staring at me. feeling like the next second they would come hit me. I ate the piece of fried chicken to calm down. The others immediately withdrew their gazes. I felt even more scared. Why withdraw your gazes like that? The others slowed their breathing, quietly listened to what I was about to say. Just when I was thinking of ways to go out, the voice of the learning system rang out. It's about to end. Are you still not going? As soon as I heard, I stood up. So fast. Could it be because of advanced age? As soon as I finished speaking, saw everyone stand up. I glanced at them, said, I want to eat fruit. Going out to find some, not waiting for them to say anything. I had already run out. The others also followed, only saw my sneaking figure, together with my inner voice. Hurry up. Hurry. Where is it? Quickly take me there. Learning system. Follow me. I followed the learning system. The other classmates followed behind me. This scene was strange and bizarre. Scared both guests and staff. Staff wanted to ask, then saw their young master wave his hand. They immediately understood. Clearly, the young master, their family, was playing with his classmate. I followed the learning system to a door. Are you sure it's here? The learning system nodded. I put my ear to the door. Can't hear anything. Damn it. The soundproofing is too good. Can't hear anything at all. The class monitor heard my inner voice and smiled. His family's hotel, of course, had to do better. I looked at the door handle. What if I break down the door? Learning system. It's fine. Just compensate with money. I felt relieved. If it's just money compensation. I have money. How about we break it? Learning system. That's not necessary. Isn't it just to hear gossip? Need to break the door. Of course. Wait any longer and it will be over. I was just about to break the door, as if remembering something, said. Who's inside? Learning system. Everyone is inside. I opened my eyes wide. So exciting. The others also opened their eyes wide. So exciting. Yuki-san wanted to find a crack to crawl into, outwardly acting proper, actually playing around like this. Can't stand it anymore. I wasn't going to break the door anymore. She was going to break the door. Yuki-san picked up something. I looked at the hammer in her hand. Swallowed. Where did this hammer come from? Yuki-san pointed the toolbox beside. Taken from there. I opened my eyes wide. Didn't Yuki-san know something already? She looked very angry. The students in the class, of course, knew already. You revealed the gossip yourself. Yuki-san glanced at me, showed a smile. I looked at this smile and became more afraid. The smile was so scary. Yuki-san withdrew her smile, holding the hammer about to break the door, but was stopped by a white, slender hand. Yuki-san saw someone blocking her. Now she had completely lost her reason. Fiercely looked up, saw the class monitor smiling at her. The class monitor's gentle, pleasing voice rang out. Breaking the door isn't good. Yuki-san, of course, knew it wasn't good, but her parents were both inside, and they were fighting with other people. I nodded beside her. That's right. That's right. Hearing my inner voice. Everyone looked at me. Wasn't it you who suggested breaking the door? I saw everyone staring at me again, bit strangely touching my face. Why are they looking at me again? Is there really something on my face? Maybe I become handsome. The others looked at me. Although your words are a bit narcissistic, but you really look handsome. The class monitor glanced at me, knocked on the door. Excuse me, there's a fire outside. I opened my eyes wide. Can you do that? Others, can you really do that? Yuki-san opened her eyes wide. As long as she could get in, it was fine. She wanted to catch them in the act. Although catching parents isn't good, but her parents were immoral first. Indeed, the next second, the room door opened. The person who opened the door was a shirtless man. They opened the door, saw a group of students at the door, was about to close the door. A familiar voice rang out. Mom, Dad, what are you doing? The man looked over, saw his own daughter, a bit embarrassedly touched his cheek. He spoke up. Messaging. I looked inside. Is messaging really just messaging? The next second, my inner voice nearly burst their eardrums. Why is there blur? The voice of the learning system rang out. To protect the physical and mental health of my master, all naked and obscene images will be blurred. I couldn't help but swear. Why? Why? They aren't doing anything. Just messaging. Why can I see? Isn't it just showing the upper body? Learning system. No means no. Besides, they are really just messaging. I opened my eyes wide, was distracted by him. Why didn't you say so earlier? The learning system with an innocent face. I didn't know you could think so perversely. Your thoughts are too dirty. I didn't see anything, still got scolded, but clearly you led me on first. I was very angry. The classmates were a bit disappointed, not doing anything. The learning system looked at me like that. Spoke up. It's after doing that. Then meeting, so messaging together. I laughed. Their marital relationship is so good. The others nodded. Showing agreement, Yuki-san glanced at the classmates, turned her head into the room, then closed the door, leaving them outside. I looked at the closed door, now locked outside. I still wanted to see what happens next. The others nodded. We want to know too. I looked at the closed door, a bit disappointed. The learning system saw this, couldn't help but speak up. Do you want me to retell it? I nodded. Want? Want? The others also nodded. Just when the learning system was about to retell, the door opened. Yuki-san pulled me in. Just now inside she heard. Compared to letting everyone know, Better to let just me know. The students of class 13 were locked outside. They looked at me looking at you, all directed their gazes towards the class monitor. The meaning was very clear. Open the door. The class monitor smiled and shook his head. No, can't randomly open customers' doors. Class monitor. I'm hungry. I want to hear the story. A group of 1.8 tall boys pitifully looked at the class monitor like that. The class monitor gave each one a punch. Want to hear stories? Go home and hear. They held their heads, looked at the class monitor resentfully. Class monitor has already hit us. Can you open the door for us now? The class monitor raised his hand, not waiting for him to say another word. They automatically shut up. They looked at the firmly closed door, telling them to go home. That was impossible, having heard this much already. So difficult to be able to see the next part. Of course can't leave. At this time don't know which smart person said, we can climb from the adjacent room. Lie on the window to see. The class monitor slowly uttered a sentence. 18th floor. The others immediately shook their heads, wanting to know the story is right, but not to the extent of losing life here. Someone said, how about we text Yuki Sin? As soon as this was said, the others looked at him like looking at a fool. If she wanted to tell us, she wouldn't have locked us outside, taking out the phone and texting for half a day. Waiting half a day, still no message. He defended himself. Maybe busy. Wait until she's done, it will be fine. The others rolled their eyes. Just when they were at an impasse, my inner voice rang out, wow! So exciting. Someone else's family business. Is it not good for me, an outsider, to be here? Learning system. If you feel uncomfortable, then leave. You've arrived. Leave what leave? Of course must stay to watch the drama. And when did Yuki-san find out? Want to know so badly? How did they forget about me? Yuki-san pulled me in, because of my inner voice, but unexpectedly still heard through the door. Too perfect. There were several male students like lizards clinging to the door, ears pressed against it. I was kissed, and had Yuki-san confessed to me. If I'd known earlier, I wouldn't have entered. The others opened their eyes wide. What? Zio Kainkian and Sayan reached an agreement, picked up a hammer about to break the door. A pleasant and gentle voice rang out. Wait, there's a key card. Class monitor. So you had one? Then why didn't you let us in earlier? The class monitor just glanced at them once. Earlier wasn't allowed. Now there's a guest being harassed. As the hotel owner, of course must protect the safety of customers, being pulled in by Yuki-san. Discovered Vu was fully dressed. Everyone was fully dressed, sitting in a row beside each other. Yuki-san pulled me to sit opposite them. Looking at this scene, felt a bit strange. Felt like interrogating criminals. The four people opposite weren't rushing. They were adults, yet caught by their children, and brought along a bunch of students, now bringing one person in. The room was silent. No one spoke. I began to feel uncomfortable. Why did I come in here? Is it really okay for me to be here? This is someone else's family matter. Is it not very good for me to be here? The learning system looked at me excitedly, completely without any embarrassment. Couldn't help but speak up. Embarrassed? Then go out. I rolled my eyes at the learning system, ruining my things and still counting as my system. I spoke up, having arrived already. Must see it through, and why still not talking? Are we just going to sit here silently? Yuki-san heard what I said. Coughed once. Don't you have anything to say? Outwardly I showed no expression, but internally had already shouted. Started. Will there be a fight? Yuki-san had many black lines on her head. They are all educated people. How would they fight? Here? Vu a bit embarrassedly looked at his daughter, opened his mouth, finally couldn't say anything. Yuki-san looked at their speechless appearance, angry beyond endurance. What's your meaning now? Not even a word of explanation. Here? Vu is it? Vu came forward to comfort Yuki-san. Let's talk when we get home. Yuki-san pushed their hands away. Why talk at home? Can't talk here. I nodded beside her. That's right. That's right. Why can you talk? The learning system interjected. Don't you know why? I saw 4 gazes stop on me. I understand. So it's because of me. Then maybe I should go. Yuki-san held my hand tightly. This is my classmate. He can listen. Here? Vu is it? Vu heard this mess. Vu comforted. Kik-san, don't make a scene anymore. What scene am I making? Clearly you hid from me first. Besides, he won't leave. Today you must explain clearly to me. Here? Vu spoke up. Kik-san, Vu. Kik-san kissed me on the face. Then said, has the one I like, in the future I'll be with him all my life. He has the right to know. Here? Vu shouted. Kik-san, Vu. Kik-san wasn't weak. Kiss me again. I only like him, yet you're doing blood-related things, and mother doing stepmother things with little grandmother. You tell me who is more excessive? Me or you? I opened my eyes wide. I was kissed by Yuki-san. Yuki-san even said she liked me. If I'd known I would have entered. Too scary. This scene, the next second the door opened. I fearfully looked at the people standing at the door. I hadn't reacted yet. Zio Kainkian and Sayan had already pulled me away. Yuki-san wouldn't let the other two snatch me away. She hugged my waist tightly. Shouted loudly. You can separate us. This life I only accept him. I became more afraid. Don't do this. I'm afraid of big sisters. We haven't reached that stage yet. Zio Kainkian spoke up. Student Vu, how about dealing with family matters first? Sayan spoke up. Let go of him. Yukik-sin wasn't weak. I want. Why are these two little girls pulling away someone from my house? Sayan got angry. You're the little girl. Yukik-sin corrected. I'm not a little girl. I'm just a bit shy. Being confessed to by a beautiful girl. So a bit unaccustomed. Just that the current scene, is it not very good to talk about this? The scene in front of me was too chaotic. Vu had been angry, now shocked with wide eyes and open mouth. And Miss Vu staring at her daughter. She didn't know if it was her fault, making her daughter have issues with sexual orientation. The grandfather and little grandmother behind didn't dare speak. They felt they shouldn't appear here. The students in the class looked at this scene, not knowing whether to listen or to run. Did they come to hear about Yukik-sin's parents? How did it turn to me? And even a confession? Too chaotic? The class monitor pinched his nose bridge, came forward to rescue me. If you all want to make a scene, solve it yourselves. Don't drag him in. I nodded. That's right. That's right. Solve it yourselves. Don't find me. Yuki-sin stepped forward. I'm not making any scene. I just like him. Class monitor. Do you want to compete with me? The class monitor's eyes darkened slightly, looking at Yukik-sin with a light smile. He hadn't said anything. My inner voice had already rung out. What kind of situation is this? Why so scary? I want to go. If I'd known I would have entered, just to hear some gossip. Almost gave my life here. Too scary. Xiao Kainkin stepped forward to hold my hand, coldly said to them, we haven't seen each other for years. My parents really want to see him. They nodded frantically beside her. Good. Good. Let's go. Yukik-sin held my hand. Can't leave. My parents also want to see you. She turned her head to tell Mir. And Miss Vu. Right? Mom. Dad. This scene, though very strange, but for your daughter's face. They desperately nodded. Yes. Yes. We want to talk with him. They wanted to see what kind of character this boy was to make their daughter so infatuated. Xiao Kankin spoke up. You've already seen him. We need to go now. She pulled me away. Sayan also pulled me. Looking at her, I was a bit helpless. Big Sis, why are you here too? I looked at Xiao Kankin holding my hand. Immediately understood, so it's jealousy, such a strong sense of possession. Forget it. Forget it. Best to stay away from them. I tugged at my hand, couldn't pull away. I used my eyes to tell Xiao Kankin. Your lover is angry. Quickly let go of my hand. Xiao Kankin didn't react. I turned my head again, used my eyes to tell Xia. She's the one not letting go. Whatever issues you have, talk at home. Don't pull me anymore. The students in the class. Don't understand. Don't understand. Too chaotic but surprisingly quite good. Sayan looked at me, face blushing red, as if determined about something. In my eyes this was the big sister, angry and wanting to hit me. I frantically pulled my hand, quickly let go. Don't you see she's angry? What if she hits me? This is between you two. Can't you solve it yourselves? Pulling me. The redness on Sayan's face had reduced a bit, but still somewhat embarrassed. She spoke up. He is my fiancé. He must go with me. The class monitor curved his lips in a smile, eyes carrying hard to understand emotions. So exciting. Coming today wasn't wasted. Already heard so many stories. I immediately transformed into a strongman. Struggled free from their constraints. I slapped Sayan on the head. Are you not clear-headed? Started talking nonsense. Yukik-sin beside hurriedly nodded. Sayan, don't say your mind is confused. Don't you like Zhou Kyankian? Why compete with me for a person? I nodded repeatedly. That's right, you two are a quarreling couple. Don't drag me in. Sayan was almost angered to death by my words. Today she must explain clearly. She stepped forward to grab my hand, said, I have absolutely no relationship with Xiao Kyankian. That's a rumor created by others. Outwardly I nodded. Inwardly I was cursing. Right? 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 All just the drama of little couples. Yukik-sin, hearing what I said, almost burst out laughing. Sayan was anxious. I really have absolutely no relationship with Xiao Kyankian. I don't like her. She doesn't like me either. If you don't believe, ask Xiao Kyankian. I nodded. I know. I know. It's a quarrel, using me to make Zhou Kyankian jealous. Really a scheming young girl. Yukik-sin laughed like crazy. The students in the class also almost covered their mouths laughing. Don't know why, feeling what I said was so right. Sayan turned to look at Xiao Kyankian. Why are you still standing there? Quickly explain. Xiao Kyankian stepped forward. I really have nothing with Sayan. Really don't know who created the rumor. I obediently nodded. I know. Right? 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 Everything you say is right, so can I leave? Little couples quarreling. What has it got to do with me? If they hadn't heard my inner voice, they would have almost believed. They held my hands, afraid I would run away, explained to me for more than 10 minutes. I was still half believing, half doubting. Finally, the learning system couldn't stand it anymore. Spoke up. Really nothing. It's a rumor created by others. My eyes lit up. Got news. The other's eyes also lit up. Hear news. Hear news. Sayan and Xiao Kyankian wanted to see who exactly dared to create rumors about them. The four people in the outer circle felt, why are our children's classmates so abnormal? muttering nonsense. Maybe let the child change classes, or just change schools. Should they go yet? This place seems to have no place for them. If only known earlier, wouldn't have gone out to open a room. Who would have thought opening a room once would be caught, and caught by their child and its classmates? Too unlucky. They were really afraid these children would go home and talk nonsense. Maybe should bribe these children a bit. The students in the class had no idea. They had cast such a big shadow over Yuki-san's parents. They now just wanted to hear the news. The voice of the learning system rang out. This story is long. You finish this math problem first. We'll think carefully then tell you. Fuck. The entire class 13 let out a piercing cry. This scene in the eyes of Yuki-san's 4 parents made them feel class 13 wasn't normal. More wanting to transfer their child to another school. I was so angry, completely ignored the others. I grabbed the learning system and shouted, "What do you want from me? Just finished writing and you make me write again. Why math problems? Why?" The learning system reasoned righteously. Of course, because your math is too poor. I shouted. Clearly all my subjects are poor. Learning system. Good that you know. Then you should study better. The others, it was their first time seeing someone talk about themselves like this. For a moment didn't know whether to laugh first or cry first. Why reveal new information at this time? Revealed it then not letting us hear. Too painful. The most painful thing in this world. Nothing more than this. They were about to give up. Anyway, they had witnessed my problem-solving speed before. Just when they thought today they wouldn't get to hear, I suddenly said, "These days it's all been math problems. Can we switch to literature now?" The learning system nodded. "Okay." I smiled and said, "I'll choose myself." "Okay." The learning system agreed. "Okay." I showed a triumphant smile. I coughed once, suddenly recited ancient poetry. Goose, 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 curved neck singing to the sky, white feathers floating on blue water, red feet stirring clear water. Finished reciting. "Let's begin." "No," I said. "You said to let me choose myself. Are you going back on your word?" A dignified learning system breaking its promise. The learning system seemed afraid of me. This time it was also him falling for my trick. Next time he wouldn't agree anymore. He reluctantly began to reveal the gossip. It was a night of high winds and dark moon. The school bell and big sister the two fought, but weren't careful, and were seen by others, adding salt and vinegar posting on the school forum. Unexpectedly someone after seeing paired them up, even wrote stories for them, spreading like that, had turned them into a couple. This is exactly 3 people make a tiger. Say it enough times and it becomes truth. But why so brief? The learning system snorted. Is it because you're too perfunctory? How about you recite another poem? I'll tell you more details. I refused. Knowing is enough. At most just imagine the details. Sai-yun and Zhao Kankin the two didn't care about details or not, as long as the misunderstanding was cleared. Unexpectedly my next inner voice almost scared them to death, so it's fake. I kind of like this couple. What a pity. Sai-yun especially wanted to tell me to forget this. Don't take it as real. She really had nothing with Zhao Kankin, that idiot. Not the slightest relationship. Zhao Kankin glanced outside, knew she was bad-mouthing her, glared at her. Currently, there were more important things to do. She said to me, "Do you believe now, me and Sai-yun don't have half a point of relationship?" I nodded. "I know, you were victim of rumors. So can I leave now? This place really isn't a place for people too abnormal, and them being rumor victims." Why, explain to me. What's it got to do with me? Sai-yun and Zhao Kankin, though very happy to have explained clearly, but don't know I had a bit of sadness. The learning system looked at his master like this, very satisfied, and nodded. "This is best. Thinking about weird things. The most important thing is to study well. Improve daily." I waited half a day. Still hadn't gotten an answer. I slowly spoke up. "Can I leave yet?" Yuki-san immediately hugged me. "I find you so cute. I like you more and more. Can you come to my home today? I'll tell my dad to adopt you." And there's me. I opened my eyes wide. Forget it. Although Yuki-san is very beautiful, but I really don't like this type. Importantly, her family's generations are too complicated. I hadn't said anything. 2 especially loud voices rang out. "No!" Yuki-san, seeing this, kissed me on the face, declaring ownership. "Why not? He is mine." "Who are you?" Seeing Yuki-san kiss me, the 2 pulled me back, protected me behind them. Si-yun proudly said, "Fiancé." Zhao Kankin immediately spoke up. "Childhood sweetheart." At that moment, the class monitor suddenly spoke up. "I don't agree with your matters." The others looked toward the class monitor. "Class monitor, why are you butting in?" I felt like I was about to faint. So dizzy. Why is the class monitor also getting involved? From now on, the class monitor is no longer trustworthy in my heart. The class monitor touched his nose bridge, showed a gentle smile. Explained. "As the class monitor of all of you, if you intend to date early, of course I must help stop you. You are all students now. Your main task is to study well." I opened my eyes wide, squinted at the class monitor. Why do I feel like the class monitor has been possessed by the learning system? Now starting to manage our studies? Was the class monitor always this talkative? The others nodded. The class monitor is really abnormal. The class monitor seemed not to hear my inner voice. Also didn't see the gazes of others. His face not reddening, his heart not beating fast. Slowly walked to my side, smiled and said, "Let's go." "Did you want to leave?" Let's go right now. I frantically nodded, not caring about normal or not. I need to leave right now. Stay any longer, I feel I would also become abnormal. Just when the class monitor was about to take my hand, Sa-yeon appeared to stop him. Class monitor. This is my fiancé. It'll take him home. I was shocked. Big sister, is your brain broken? Even hallucinations are appearing. Zeo Kainkin came to hold my other hand, used a tissue to wipe my cheek. This is my big brother. It'll take him home. My face was full of helplessness. Big brother. This girl's brain is also. Yukik-sin saw Zhao Qianqian wiping my face. Couldn't help but pout. Hate her. She definitely wants to lure me home, making them angry. Ugh. Zhao Qianqian turned her head, pitifully said to me, when we were young you said you'd protect me? Have you forgotten? I looked at such a beautiful girl pretending to be pitiful with me. Really couldn't stand it. I replied softly. Zhao Qianqian smiled. Then big brother, let me take you home. I was just about to agree. Sa-yeon appeared again to interject. No, when we were young you said you wanted to marry me. I opened my eyes wide. What? I suspected Sa-yeon's mind wasn't clear-headed. Shook her body. Worriedly asked. Is your mind clear-headed now? Sa-yeon looked at me with a hurt expression, like looking at a man who betrayed her. Really forgotten. You've forgotten. When we were young you held my hand saying you wanted to marry me. I was scared to hiccup. You don't talk nonsense. The other's eyes sparkled looking at me. So exciting. So exciting. Today really wasn't a waste to come. Not a waste. Yukik-sin grabbed me, said to Sa-yeon. Don't talk nonsense. Don't you see is scared by you. Sa-yeon saw my shocked appearance, looked at me a bit resentfully. He really forgot. He forgot. I can also make him remember, so I won't let them take him away. She, with a hurt expression, tried to smile. It's okay. If you don't remember then forget it. Anyway, it's not something important. The tone was extremely pitiful, sounding really heartbreaking. My face showed a bit of reluctance, but in my heart I couldn't help but sigh. Trying to trick me. Your image has collapsed. Sa-yeon's face froze. Yukik-sin tried to hold back her laughter. Pinched my face. Why are you so cute? I hadn't reacted yet, was already pulled away by Zhao Qianqian. I looked at the three people pulling me, feeling a bit strange. This atmosphere seemed a bit strange. So scared. I want to go home. These people are too scary. Just when they were tugging at me. Here? And Miss Vu, who originally had no presence, and their lover stepped forward. Mess. Vu said, have you kids eaten dinner yet? How about we go eat together? The others also had no objection. All agreed. I saw them agree like that. Couldn't help but laugh secretly in my heart. I don't agree. I want to go home. Yukik-sin laughed and pulled me along. The others, your opinion isn't important. So, I hazily went to eat with them. After eating, here, and Miss Vu invited them for dessert, so I was forced to eat another meal. Finally, here, Vu spoke up. You are all classmates of Kik-sin. By the way, next month Kik-sin is planning to go on a trip. Do you all want to go together? Uncle will cover all expenses. The students in the class just then reacted, so Kik-sin's father is bribing them to keep today's matter secret. Getting to go on a trip is not a bad choice. Moreover, looking at Kik-sin's face, they also wouldn't talk outside, so they very happily agreed. Then thank you, Uncle. Vu smiled and said, no need to thank. No need to thank. You are all Kik-sin's classmates. I collapsed on the table muttering, home. I want to go home. Hearing my inner voice, the others couldn't help but laugh. Yukik-sin stood up and pulled me along. Let me take you home. I nodded, finally getting to go home. I had just stood up. Zhao Qianqian and Sa-yeon also stood up. I looked at the two of them, and my heart screamed. Coming again. Zhao Qianqian heard my inner voice, couldn't help but touch her nose. Sa-yeon adjusted her hair, as if hearing nothing. In the end it was Mir Vu who had someone take them home. The students in the class watched Yukik-sin taking me into the car. Sa-yeon and Zhao Qianqian also got in. They were so envious. They also wanted to hear my inner voice. Unexpectedly, they saw the class monitor also get in. Wanted to get in even more. They were in one car. In the car, I was squeezed in the middle. I lowered my head. Reducing my presence created such bad karma. Why did they also get in? So scary. The atmosphere is so weird. The people in the car heard my inner voice. Couldn't help but laugh. How scary are they? Scaring someone to become like this. I muttered all the way. The others didn't seem to mind. The learning system couldn't stand it anymore. Can you be quiet? Too noisy. Please don't. It'll definitely make noise. The learning system glanced at me. You should save some strength. Later at home you still have homework to do. I pretended to be stupid. What homework? Why don't I know? There's still homework. The learning system smiled with eyes narrowed. Pretending to be stupid is useless. Must do it when home. I shouted loudly. I won't do it. I'm already this tired today. Can't you let me rest a bit? I think you're quite energetic. I snorted at the learning system. Why am I so miserable? Bound to such a system. The learning system smiled at me. Don't be like that. We will accompany each other until you finish the college entrance exam. I became more irritated. I ignored him, hugged my head and went to sleep. I dreamed of the learning system in front of me, locking me in a dark room doing exercises, not letting me go out to play. If I didn't listen, he would hit me. I was so scared that I immediately woke up, patted my chest. Fortunately, it was just a dream. So scary. The others saw me like this, came forward to ask, "What's wrong with you? Having a nightmare?" Shook head. "It's nothing, just had a very scary nightmare." The learning system was a bit helpless. "In your heart am like that. Don't be so excessive." I calmed down. Hard to say. I've seen in novels some systems would use electric shocks on their master to make them obey. The learning system coldly snorted. "Although I really want to do that. But you really want to lock me up, shock me to make me study. You are a too cruel system." The learning system hurriedly. Hey, don't talk nonsense. This system is a standard system. How could I do these things? I found an important keyword, so you can't. The learning system nodded. I immediately wasn't afraid anymore. So what if I don't do homework? The learning system glanced at me. "Do you know your family's housekeeper?" "Her son." "What about her son?" The learning system coldly snorted. "Finish your homework and it'll tell you." Damn it. Just after saying that I already regretted, I saw 3 pairs of eyes staring at me. I smiled. "It's nothing. It's nothing." The 3 nodded. We all know. I looked at them strangely, although very strange, but at least they don't think I'm mentally ill. That's good. I glanced at the 3 people, discovered they had no reaction. I turned my head to negotiate with the learning system. "Really can't tell me." The learning system with a mischievous face said, "Of course I can. Finish your homework and it'll tell you." I looked at the learning system like that and got angry. I irritably said, "I don't even want to know anymore." The learning system with an uncaring expression. Okay. I became angrier. I turned my head, not looking at the learning system. "What's the big deal? I really don't want to know." The 3, hearing my inner voice, came to a conclusion. He really wants to know. Not even 3 minutes later, I couldn't stand it. I stood up and said, "All right. Ill right. Okay." The learning system showed a triumphant smile. "Deal successful. Happy cooperation," I angrily uttered. "Happy cooperation." I hugged my school bag, irritated appearance like a little hamster. Very cute. Yuki-san looking at me like this, really wanted to poke my face, although knowing this was a bit impolite, but her hand was faster than her brain, directly poked my cheek. I opened my eyes wide. What is this doing?" Yuki-san coughed once, with a smile said, "You're so cute." I was a bit suspicious. Couldn't resist. Used like this, but with the spirit of someone praising me. I smiled back. "You're also very cute." The answer was very formulaic, but made Yuki-san happy. She couldn't resist wanting to kiss me. Was blocked by Xiaoyun with a pillow. Xiao Kankian protected me, saying, "Student you, please have some self-respect." Yuki-san smiled meaningfully. Provocatively said, "Why need self-respect? What's wrong with a kiss?" Xiaoyun spoke up. "Don't seduce my fiancé." My eyes opened wider. "Can you stop saying fiancé?" Xiao Kankian glared at Xiaoyun. Spoke up. "Please stay away from my big brother." Xiaoyun and Yuki-san simultaneously. "On what grounds?" Xiao Kankian curved her lips. "Based on him being my big brother, once promised to protect me for life. I am the most important person to him." Xiaoyun coldly snorted. "I'm also his fiancé." Yuki-san with eyes of fire. "But I've kissed him not just once." The driver in front looked at the phone in a call. Couldn't help but worry for the boss. On the other end of the line, here, Vu was angry enough to hang up the phone, but still endured. Now he was a bit worried, not knowing if it was because of him that his daughter was dating early. At this moment, heard from the other end of the line, "Xiao Fan, why don't you be my boyfriend? I can ask my parents to raise you, and there's my granduncle and little grandmother. They are also very rich." Here, Vu almost spat out a mouthful of old blood, but then quickly digested it. His daughter liking this boy? He didn't object, but clearly this boy was still undeveloped, and there were other pursuers beside him. Could his daughter win? It seemed it was time for him to take action, time to pass on his pursuit secrets to his daughter. I heard what Yuki-san said, was shocked to the point of being speechless for half a day. Did I hear wrong? Must be that perhaps I'm still not fully awake. Otherwise, how could I hear Yuki-san confessing to me? Must be fake. I remember Yuki-san has someone she likes, so must be fake. I'm assured that's not right. Yuki-san raised an eyebrow. She has someone she likes. How would she not know? Could it be another rumor? Forget it. The most important thing now is to lure him home. She smiled and said, "That's not right. I'm telling the truth. I really like you." I felt my ears ringing. Recently, I must have been forced by the learning system, forced to the point my brain isn't normal. Even hearing it twice, and D can study continuously, should rest appropriately a bit. The learning system heard what I said, couldn't help but roll his eyes, again blaming him. What does it have to do with him? But do young people all play around like this now? Speaking of his master, won't be deceived by these sweet words, right? He looked at his master a bit worriedly, seeing my shocked expression. Very good. Not blushing. Not shaking. Not move. My main task now is to study well. Other weird things best not to think about. Yuki-san said another sentence. I feel I like you even more. I opened my eyes wide. Good. 3 times already. I probably didn't mishear. I looked at Yuki-san full of smiles. Was about to speak, then heard the voices of Xiaoyun and Xiao Kankian rang out together. Nope. The class monitor pushed his glasses on his nose bridge. Friend Vu, our task now is to study well. Can't date early. After speaking, he looked out the window. Smiling said, Driver, we've arrived. Let's get off. The driver didn't dare stop. After all the little mistress had just confessed, the other person still hadn't agreed. Should he drive a bit longer, create private time for the mistress? He seemed not to hear. Continued driving. Appearance of not having the mistress order absolutely wouldn't stop the car. Yuki-san approvingly looked at the driver. Well done. Get a raise when we return. The driver saw the approving eyes of the little mistress, became even happier, drove even more steadily. I looked at my home getting further away. Why driving away? I turned my head to look at Yuki-san. I'm home. Yuki-san nodded. I know, but you still haven't answered me. I immediately shook my head. Student you, we are all students, still can't date yet. My parents don't allow me to date. Therefore, I looked at the learning system nodding. That's right. Good. Your task now is to study well. I helplessly looked at the learning system. Zio Kyankin with a face full of smiles said, Student you, can we get off the car? Soyun's face smiling like a silly dog. Haha. He knows I definitely still remember him, so didn't agree to Yuki-san's confession. Yuki-san didn't even care about them, but said to me, just call me Kik-san. I opened my eyes wide. Is now the time to talk about this? But my face still appeared obedient. Kik-san. Yuki-san smiled radiantly. She said to the driver, Turn back. Stop at my home. I immediately wanted to get off the car, but was called back by Yuki-san. My dad invited you all to go play. My face was full of confusion. When was this? Why don't I remember? The learning system spoke up. It's when you kept saying you wanted to go home. I was just about to refuse, then heard Yuki-san say, you won't refuse. Right? I looked at a beauty acting coquettishly with me. Very uncompetitively agreed. Yuki-san was very happily taking me off the car. Sai-yun. Xiao Kyankian. And the class monitor also got off. Yuki-san glanced at the three of them. Your homes are also here. Xiao Kyankian spoke up. My home is here. Just bought a villa. Sai-yun nodded. My home is also here. Has a villa. The others looked toward the class monitor who hadn't spoken. The class monitor smiled and said, My home isn't here. After speaking, he looked at me. Was about to speak. I had already run away with my bag. Run away. Run away. Don't know what kind of madness they'll have later. Better to go home first. The rest of the people stayed there. Are they that scary? After I left, Xiao Kyankin and Sai-yun also left. Only the class monitor was left standing there. Yuki-san in the car saw this, couldn't help but laugh out loud. She laughed and said, Class monitor. The class monitor curved his lips. He got in the car, said to Yuki, Thank you. After taking the class monitor home, Yuki-san arrived home, immediately saw 4 people standing straight in the living room. What's going on? Want to talk to me? Mess. Vu stammered for half a day, unable to speak. Finally pushed Vu forward. Kik-san, at first mom wanted to tell you, but your dad disagreed. Here? Vu found himself sold out. He turned to look, saw 3 people cheering him on. He had to stiffen his head and step forward. Stammered for half a day, suddenly blurted out, Kik-san, do you like that classmate? Dad can help you. The others were all stunned. Why suddenly switch to this topic? They felt it strange. Yuki-san instead felt very interested looking at him. Dad has a way. Vu sat beside Yuki-san. Of course, your dad initially even conquered the hard-to-swallow grand-uncle. That little classmate is a small matter. The grand-uncle looked at Vu's improper appearance, couldn't help but rub his forehead. Beside them, Miss Vu and little grandmother looked at the grand-uncle. Faces amused, they said softly, Look at your husband. The grand-uncle really didn't want to acknowledge. He put his hand to his forehead, not wanting to look at Vu. The Vu family women discussed ways to pursue someone. Here? Vu gave a conclusion. Pursuing boys requires being thick-skinned enough. Also must be romantic. Willing to spend money. Yuki-san stared at her father. Dad seems very experienced. Even pursued many boys. Here? Vu was about to speak, then felt a deathly stare at him. He turned to look, discovered it was from his lover, immediately hit the brakes. Of course not. In my life I've only pursued one person. That's him. After speaking, Yuki-san seeing the lovey-dovey expression just felt like vomiting. How did she not know her father was so cheesy? She saw the 2 people's eyes almost sticking together, resolutely chose to give up asking her father. She shifted her gaze to her mother. Mom, do you have good ideas? Mess. Vu blushed, a bit embarrassed, waved her hand. Mine aren't suitable for you. You're still a child. Not suitable. Yuki-san became interested. She stood up to find Miss Vu. Curiously asked, What exactly is it? Mess. Vu's face reddened, said something in Yuki-san's ear. Yuki-x's face immediately turned red. Mess. Vu saw this, said, See, mine can't be applied to you kids. Yuki-san touched her face, glanced at the 4 people in the living room, left a sentence, and going upstairs. I roughly understand your matters. Here? Vu asked, You done object. Yuki-san. Why object? Even if I object, could you separate? Here? Vu is it? Vu hugged their lovers, frantically shook their heads. Then isn't it fine? Okay, I'm going upstairs. Yuki-san left a sentence then went upstairs. At this time I was in the bedroom battling wits and courage with homework. Can't write anymore. Really can't write anymore. Why so much? The learning system holding a small stick said. Where is it a lot? All these years has been like this. You can't finish. Is it because you don't work hard enough? I looked at the learning system full of resentment. The learning system, one stick passed through. Right quickly. I hugged my head, pitifully looked at the homework in front of me. Too difficult. Why must I be linked with the learning system? I want to unlink. I want to return the goods. The voice of the learning system suddenly rang out like a ghost. Stop dreaming. You can't escape from me. But there is one way. I excitedly said, What? What? The learning system uttered a sentence. You get directly admitted to university. Ill. I immediately lowered my head to write. I think I'll just do homework. Don't think nonsense anymore. The learning system saw me finally quiet. Couldn't help but laugh. Outside the door, housekeeper Zhang holding a phone hid behind the door, face joyful to the point of tears, she said softly, Madam, have you seen? The young master is doing homework. On the phone screen, the beautiful lady looked at her son doing homework. Couldn't help but cry. She pulled the man beside her. Voice choked. Xiaofan really started studying. Here? Chen wiped the tears at the corners of his eyes. Wife? Our son has prospects now. Finally studying properly. Mess. Chen pushed the man away. She said to Zhang Ma. Zhang Ma, quickly go prepare food for Xiaofan to nourish him. He's so tired like this. I know. Madam, I'll do it right away. Zhang Ma said and hung up the phone, then carefully closed the door. The learning system glanced toward the door. Couldn't help but sigh. Finally understand why I'm so lazy and so dramatic, having such doting parents. Even afraid studying would make him tired. If he's not dramatic, who is? He turned his head to look at me, saw me battling wits and courage with a math problem, heard my screams. He just felt a headache. That couple, how do they see this kid as tired? Clearly he's suffering more than me. He covered his ears, not wanting to hear my screams anymore. Why is it so difficult? Who the hell invented math? I want to lock that person up, make them do math every day. I don't want to write anymore. I want to sleep. I want to eat food. Why is my fate so miserable? What was the teacher teaching? Why don't I understand? Why does this video get more confusing the more I watch it? The learning system couldn't stand it anymore. Alright, you be quiet. I pitifully looked at the learning system. I'm already this miserable. You're still being fierce with me. The learning system looked at my teary eyes, finally swallowed his curses inside. Suddenly, my phone rang with an unknown number. I confusedly opened it. Who is it? The other end was silent for 2 seconds. Came a gentle, pleasing voice. It's me. I at this time was confused by math problems, completely didn't recognize. I impatiently said, who exactly is it? The other end was silent for a few more seconds. Came a sentence, look at your call screen. I looked at the strange phone number. Silent for 2 seconds. The other end immediately understood. You didn't save my phone number. I calmed down. Now I understood. I carefully asked. Xiao Kaiyankian. The other end was Xiao Yankian. Came a happy voice. It's me. I confusedly asked. Why call me? To check if you saved my phone number. I was stunned. What do you actually want to do? Just to call and ask if I saved your number? Already saved. Can you hang up? I need to do homework. At this time the glass door of the balcony made 2 sounds. I went forward to look, saw Xiao Kankian standing on the balcony. The phone transmitted Xiao Kankian's voice. I'm here. I opened the door, looked at Xiao Kankian in front of me and asked, how did you get here? Xiao Kankian pointed to the villa next door. We're neighbors. I swallowed. Did you climb over? Xiao Kankian looked at my phone screen, a bit resentfully said, you didn't save my number. Is now the time to talk about this? The important thing is she climbed over. Aren't you afraid of falling? Xiao Kankian heard me caring about her. She happily said, I'm fine. I glanced at Xiao Kankian. I'm not asking you. What are you here for? Xiao Kankian pointed at the phone. Save my number first, then I'll tell you. I glared at Xiao Kankian. Pressed a few times on the phone, then showed her the screen. Saved. Xiao Kankian saw her name in my phone. The corner of her mouth curved up. She patted my head. Came to teach you how to write. I was just about to say don't pat my head. Hearing she came to teach me homework, immediately didn't care anymore. I happily invited Xiao Kankian in. Come in. Come in. Come in. I now was only thinking about quickly finishing homework, completely didn't think. How did Xiao Kankian know I was doing homework? I invited Xiao Kankian in, let her sit on my chair, then found a stool to sit beside her. I smiled and said, Teacher Xiao Kankian, can start now. Xiao Kankian just now because sitting on my chair, was a bit embarrassed, then heard me call her teacher Xiao Kankian, even more embarrassed. She blushed and softly made a mem sound, looking at my fair smooth face. Blushed more intensely. The voice was very pleasing to hear. I sat on the stool listening to Xiao Kankian teaching. Xiao Kankian finished teaching and asked, Understand? Do you understand? Face full of confusion. Huh. Xiao Kankian saw my appearance and knew I didn't understand. Her voice was very gentle. Then let me explain again. I looked at Xiao Kankian being extremely gentle. Xiao Kankian is so gentle. Much better than the learning system. I don't understand clearly. She also doesn't scold me. If it were the learning system, would definitely hold the small stick to threaten me, then nag and scold for half a day. Xiao Kankian was originally happy because I praised her, but hearing the next sentence, couldn't help but frown. The learning system saw Xiao Kankian frown, knew this person also couldn't stand it anymore, just hadn't exploded yet. Just wait. After a few dozen minutes more, nope, a few minutes, Xiao Kankian will definitely get angry. His master was really too difficult to teach. He waited half a day, saw Xiao Kankian teach this math problem several times, finally taught me. She still wasn't angry, still that gentle appearance. In this way the learning system felt. Xiao Kankian was more suitable to be a learning system than him. At least her emotions were more stable than him as system. Finally I finished writing half. Xiao Kankian saw I looked a bit tired. Spoke up. How about you rest a bit? I smiled and nodded. Teacher Xiao Kankian is so good, both gentle and gives me rest. Much better than the learning system. The learning system beside rolled his eyes, but at least she helped his master study, so forgive him for criticizing him and praising others. At this time outside the door came a knocking sound. Xiao Fan, Sister Zhang made bird's nest soup for you. I heard Sister Zhang's voice, glanced at Xiao Kankian in front of me, immediately pulled her up, hide. Xiao Kankian was a bit confused. Why? Urgently said, suddenly having an extra girl in my room. Sister Zhang will worry, and will tell my parents. If my parents know it will be troublesome. I pulled Xiao Kankian searching all over the room, finally pulled her to the edge of the bed, pointed under the bed. Hide here. Xiao Kankian looked at the carpet, couldn't help but say, am I so embarrassing that I have to hide under the bed? I was afraid Sister Zhang would come in, see a person appearing in the room. Frantically said, that's right, so can you get in now? I was afraid Xiao Kankian wouldn't go in, patted her shoulder, urged, hurry up, you go in quickly, otherwise if Sister Zhang sees, my parents will definitely scold me to death. Xiao Kankian saw my frantic appearance, couldn't help but laugh once, confusedly glared at Xiao Kankian. Am this urgent? She's still laughing at me. If not for her teaching me homework, I would definitely beat her to death. Xiao Kankian withdrew her smile, was about to say something, then heard Sister Zhang outside. Xiao Fan, are you still there? I became even more urgent. I pulled Xiao Kankian to sit down, then pointed under the bed. Go in. Xiao Kankian looked under the bed, then looked at the cheek-puffed angry boy, resolutely crawled under the bed. I saw Xiao Kankian had hidden, unconsciously sighed in relief, then went to open the door. I smiled and said to Sister Zhang, Sister Zhang, you can leave it here. I still need to do homework. Sister Zhang saw me covered in sweat, couldn't help but ask, Xiao Fan, what's wrong with you? Why is your head all sweaty? I touched my forehead. Really sweaty. Probably because of fear. I took the tray from Sister Zhang's hand. Sister Zhang, I have a lot of homework to do. Won't talk with you anymore. I'm going in first. Sister Zhang saw her little master, finally starting to study. Of course didn't dare disturb further. Xiao Fan, go ahead. Also done study too late. Not good for your health. Yes. Then closed and locked the door. Only then sighed in relief sitting on the floor. Sister Zhang looked at the tightly closed door. Tears of emotion fell. Her family's little master really became sensible. Even knew to be proactive.